what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Nikki vlog. Today's video answers the question that I see in the comments of a lot of our videos. Have you guys ever worked a day in your life? The answer is yes, we have had traditional jobs before as well. And I think a lot of people like to put down YouTubers. They think because you make YouTube videos as your career choice that you just do nothing all day long. You have the easiest job in the world. You never work. And speaking from having experience like on both sides, having traditional jobs and making YouTube videos for a living, it's not like we're never working. It's more like we're always working. With a traditional job, you have a set schedule. Like you go to work from 9 to 5, you come home, then you're done. You don't have to do anything. And then you also have holidays off and things like that. YouTube, you're kind of constantly working. Yes, making YouTube videos, you have more of a flexible schedule. You can film like for a couple hours, take a break, then film for another couple hours. But like vlogging especially, you're kind of filming all day long, and then you're even filming holidays and things like that. And it's not, you know, I'm not gonna pretend and say like, oh, you know, I have it so hard, oh, it's so awful, it's grueling labor. It's not like we're doing physical labor all day long. No, it's not like that. But it's a different kind of exhausting. It can be. It's more mentally exhausting, I'd say, to constantly have to be like, blah, 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 what's up? Hey, like be happy, put on a happy face all the time, and talk all day long, and film and edit, watching footage over and over and over again. That sort of thing. But I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love what we do. It has a lot of perks. It's totally awesome. But even though we don't have a set schedule, we're still putting in over 40 hours into what we do. But getting back to what jobs I've had in the past, because some of you guys are curious, I have always been a hard worker. I always wanted to work ever since I was a teenager. I got my first job when I was 14 years old, and I worked at a kennel. The vet in our hometown also had a boarding kennel, and this job involved me waking up before school at 5 a.m., going to the vet clinic, feeding all the dogs, letting all the dogs out, and then sometimes I would have to come back after school, and then you do other work like bleaching the kennels and things like that. So that was my first job. I was working with animals, and then I was also a receptionist at a hair salon. I was a receptionist for a very long time. This was actually probably, I would say, the best job I had when I was a teenager. I know I've gone to this salon in the Nikki and John vlog before, but it was called Buzz Salon in Northfield, Minnesota. I'm still friends with the people that I used to work with. So I was a receptionist in high school. I would come in after school. It involved me, you know, answering the phones, booking appointments, but this job had awesome perks, especially for a teenager. I would get to get my hair done for free color, free cuts, free waxing. So I went through a lot of different hairstyles and colors when I was in high school. I just had so much fun with it, and it was a really nice atmosphere because I loved the people that I worked with as well. So I worked there for, I want to say, 3 years, and I worked there for a year after I graduated high school too, while I was saving up money to move to California. Then I was also a waitress. When I was in high school, I had 2 jobs, not 1, but 2. So here's where like my hard worker thing comes in. So the days that I wasn't working at the salon, I would also work nights at Basil's Pizza in Northfield, and that was a fun job too. When I was a senior in high school, I had finished most of my credits. So by the time I was a senior, I only needed like 3 credits to graduate high school. So I got work release, or I think that's what it's called, and I could leave school when I wanted to, and I would work, and then I'd just come to school for like a couple hours a day. But the days that I worked, I could leave at like noon and then go work at the salon, and then at night I would work at the pizza place from 5 p.m. until 2 a.m. and I could sleep in a little in the morning if I had to. So it worked out differently like that. But then I was working more hours during that time when I was saving up to move to California. So I was working really long days. I would work the day shift at Buzz Salon, 10 a.m. to like 3 p.m. and then the night shift at Basil's, go to work from 5 p.m. until 2 a.m., go home, sleep, and do it all again. Then I moved to California to go to college. Yes, both John and I went to college. I went to FIDM out here, and I was merchandising marketing major, but while I was going to school, I was also working part-time. I worked retail. I worked at Express in San Diego for a while. Then when I moved to LA and switched to the LA FITM campus, I worked at Banana Republic at the Grove. So then John and I moved to Corona together because John was going to school in Temecula and I was going to school in LA, so it was kind of like a halfway point. I started working at a tanning salon in Corona, which I really didn't like that job very much. I was basically cleaning up people's sweat all day long. I was a bed cleaner. I never got promoted to desk work. It was so political there. It was crazy. Like, you got the desk job if you were just friends with someone. And Corona, it's like not that much of a small town, but like everyone kind of knew each other, it seemed like everyone went to high school with each other who was working at the tanning salon, so they all got the desk jobs, and then I was like the errand girl cleaning up sweat. And one time someone peed in the garbage can and the pee leaked on my foot. That was so gross. I hated that. I didn't like that job very much. It was icky, wiping up people's sweat. No fun. But then our YouTube videos really started taking off. They were getting a lot of views, a lot of people were subscribing, and we were like, holy crap, we can quit our jobs. We're making enough on YouTube to support ourselves, to pay all our bills. So that is how YouTube ended up becoming our full-time job. And if you're curious about what John has done, John's been a waiter as well. John's done lots of things. John actually, after high school, went to the East Coast and was trained to be a paramedic. So if something happens and John needs to save my life, he can do that, and he could get his paramedic training reinstated. You have to take a course every once in a while to stay updated. You have to like renew your certification or something like that. So he could still do that. And then John was also a golf instructor. He taught kids how to golf. But thank you guys so much for watching. The answer is yes, I have worked a day in my life and I have had traditional jobs. So has John. I need to wrap up this video. I wonder if Iris is gonna get fussy every time I sit down and John's watching her. Towards the end of the video, she's like, okay, Mom, wrap it up. Thank you guys. Please give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment what you would like to hear a story about. And always remember that I love you, and stay tuned for more vlogs. Mwah.